We are back. I was going to start recording while she was singing a cheese song, but you know.
No, don't do that.
Cheese, 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 cheese.
Nobody
cheese.
needs to see my cheese. How shiny are your nails? They are so shiny.
Yeah, they need to come off and I need to redo my nails.
They're so shiny.
And they were so long. They're my nails.
Ooh.
These are just gel polish.
Nice. I like it. It's shiny. That one's like holographic. That's very cool.
It is actually glitter.
Is it really? It's the
Burnished
way it's moving.
into...
Ah, yeah, it's the way it's moving in the light. It's well pretty. Very distracting.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so my sister is back for her nails. She was going on a long one anyway because it was going to be 4 weeks, but then I wasn't well last week. So this has now been 5 weeks. Oh, holy bejeebers. Did anybody ever think my sister could do 5 weeks? I also think CJP has got a lot to thank for this.
Me too, and I'd like praises, please, for the fact that I've only lost one and everything else is mostly intact and a bit of a chunk. But for 5 weeks, I didn't think I could have done that at all. So thank you. So yeah, it was like holidays, sickness. Oh no,
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, you did not
we're
want my
doing
germs.
No thanks. I don't want anyone's germs. So yeah, we're having a complete strip off and redesign today, unsurprisingly.
Which was on the cards anyway.
Yeah,
so
we were doing that anyway, so.
it was just like why we were like, yeah, 4 weeks. Yeah, it don't matter. You might have some left attached by that point.
Yeah, I think that the yellowing is not a greenie. I think it's this gold colour that's stained, just because the way it's done it. So I don't think I've got a greenie. I think it's just the
That was a gold
staining.
nail before that.
It was
as well.
a gold nail, yeah. It was a gold nail, and then because it was like this one, so it had the marble and had gold near the.
No, it had gold underneath that. Do you
Yeah,
remember
it
the
did.
previous set?
It was gold, and then it was gold,
was
and then it was
gold,
gold.
and then
so
that's
yeah,
why we kept
so
it,
I think
yeah.
it's probably got a bit of just a bit of the gold seeped underneath and
Bit of
stained my
stainage.
nails.
Yeah. Especially the shape it's in as well. It's exactly that semicircle.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, unfortunately, I lost that one on the first day of my holiday.
Which was pretty pants.
Yeah, because of if it
We'd
had
only just
happened
done-
no, it's 2 weeks already by the time we went away.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was.
Why did we end up with such a long?
It was just the way it worked out with when we were free. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6
Yeah.
weeks holiday and it's just carnage, really.
Yeah. That's it. If I'd have been at home, I'd have put some polish on it and it wouldn't have looked so out of place, but never mind. So, but yeah, we had a fab holiday, so that was all good.
So, unsurprisingly, we are going to take down a lot of this length.
Yeah, I can't form this at the moment. I cannot do my karates.
You can.
I can't actually tuck my hands in properly. They're so long, so long.
We're going to get the big boy
Woo, giant bit.
out for this. Yes. We're going to get them, I'm going to file all them down first, then I'm going to take the length off,
It'll just
reshape.
be easier, won't it? Because of the
Yeah, because I'm not having to file through quite as much.
yeah,
Because most of it's coming off anyway, so.
yeah. Cool. So we'll probably see you guys in what will be a while for us, and a couple of minutes for you.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Or not, as the case may be. Literally, I say, right, here we go, let's do your hand. And so you take your hand away to go have tea.
I thought you were like finding your buttons again.
What, you mean this one button I have to press here?
Sometimes you have to take your phone off and floofle, and then so I thought you were gonna floofle, and you didn't. So then I was confused.
So I've just done her other hand,
Yeah.
which may or may not have been left into this recording. It did not go brilliantly. Let's put it like that.
It's surprisingly warm.
It's surprising. What?
Warm.
Yes, not her hand. The temperature outside is, it's suddenly gotten very, very hot. And of course, normally when I know it's going to be hot, I will prep my monomer by putting it on an ice pack for a good couple of hours to chill it before I have to use it. But of course, not realising it was suddenly going to get rather warm, I have not done that. So now I'm wrangling a beast. And not just my sister.
I was going to say, the beast is not just me.
which we all know is already enough of a challenge without adding heat to this mix. These colours, which I'm using from CJP, are beautiful if I'm using them as like a full nail,
Which they are.
but I'm trying to ombre with them and they are not good in a much thinner consistency, shall we put it like that?
Yeah, they're slightly translucent, so it's taken a bit more product to get that effect, hasn't it?
Yes, which means then I can't put the glitter on as well because...
Yeah, but I'm still going to have my glitter medium now, so I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm still going to have my glitteries.
So we are going to attempt this one again. I mean, they went on fine, but they are... Yeah, thank you. Oh my God. I mean, how long have you been coming here and you still don't know your own hand placement? But as you can see, as I pull the product out, it ends up...
Yeah, quite translucent.
Yeah, surprisingly so for such a dark colour.
Yeah.
Which means that I've then need to add more product because I want to cover that up. We don't want that to be translucent. But then, of course, that's making it all thicker.
Mm.
Which means I then don't have enough scope to put the glitter on as well.
Yeah. So we adapt. Or you adapt. I just sit here. Yeah.
Yeah, you sit here and slowly take your finger away.
I do. Yeah, I did love the cafe culture of Paris there. Really, really like that. I love it. Like every morning we'd find a cafe and we'd go and have breakfast. And we sat outside several days as well. And have breakfast, and it was lovely. Yeah. And then my thumb. Oh, and the pastries were amazing. So good. And one day, just round the corner from where we are, there was a boulangerie patisserie, as there is on... It appears just about every corner in Paris. But these guys did meringues as big as your head. I am not kidding. We had enormous meringue. It was so huge. And I had a pistachio one, and I was like, it took me all day to eat it. It was so big and so sticky. I was like, I had to keep on going and washing my hands because I was like, I'm so sticky everywhere. It was amazing. Yeah, I'll show you a picture later.
No, so I've already used them.
So,
then if you've used them, then just
yeah.
put them in the bin.
Yeah, and Jim really liked the coffee there.
One of these, there is
So, that was cool.
size. That one had the
See, the best croissant I've ever had was in Germany.
on
Really?
one account.
On any account.
I mean,
So
they're good
if you've
for
got that,
pastry as
you've
well,
used
aren't
them,
they?
that's
And
separate.
cake in
That's online,
particular.
isn't it? You've opened
So,
it.
and I've been trying to learn French all year, so I was practicing my French.
They weren't having any of it, were they? They just kept answering you English.
They did, but they were answering me in English as though they'd understood what I tried to say in French. So I'm calling that a win. And I attempted everything with the greater or lesser degree of success, but I attempted
With
everything.
great gusto.
Well, I just, with what little French I had, I just kept on trying. So, but Eleanor got really nervous, bless her. She loves French in school. She's been learning French and she's been really enjoying it. And we were in France and she kept on getting really nervous. So I had to just keep on encouraging her to, you do know how to ask for that, or you do know how to do that. And just go for it. But yeah, she got really nervous about it. Bless her. So I suppose that's just that being a bit older and being a bit more self-conscious about it. Whereas I was like, I'm just going to keep on trying with whatever the heck I know. Yeah, it's just when they'd reply back in French, which they did sometimes, and they'd speak so fast, and I'd be like, and then there's that few seconds where your brain's trying to go, right, what have they just said? I understood a couple of words of that. What's the translation? In which point they've stared at you like you've not understood, and then they ask you and then they ask you again in English, and you're like, I've only just figured out what you've said, and I haven't figured out how to formulate the answer yet. My brain's just too slow. I'm not fluent, but I'm very far from fluent.
Why are you wiggling all over the place?
Oh, because there's a fly that keeps on landing on me.
It should be on your screen. Let's see.
Hi.
Oh, that's pretty.
There we go. So it needs filing, but we've got one hand on. I'm just getting the second hand on now. So all the purples. So we're kind of going to match, aren't we? Because we're both going purpley.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what I said earlier. It shows how much you listen to me.
I don't remember you saying that to me.
Yeah, we had this whole conversation whilst you were sat over there. And I was like, oh, so you and Eleanor are going to match each other by the time I've done her set. Wait until you see what colours I've picked for her.
Oh,
And in
yeah.
fairness, she gave me her colours before we decided yours, so...
We decided mine when I was here last.
No,
No,
we
we
were
decided we were
no.
going to go purple and green, and then in the end we've not gone purple and green.
What have you done?
Purple and purple.
Ooh, very purple.
Very purple. More purple.
If in doubt, purple. It'll match our karate belts.
It will.
Yeah.
So, what was your favourite bit about France?
I really like the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
You knew she was going to say that.
Yeah. Anything else?
I like the Musée d'Orsay.
Yeah. What did you like about the
The
Musée?
what?
The Musée d'Orsay.
What?
I'll add
And
you
the
to it and see if I've got any extra ones I can just
Yeah.
It's like a museum.
I got that part.
help
Yeah.
with a good set.
What's the rest of it?
It's like a museum about like the French
Pre-made ones are pretty good. but
Impressionist.
ones that you've got-
things.
Yeah, Impressionists.
Yeah, that's
So it's
the
all
word.
about the Impressionists. Which yeah, you really enjoyed, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you got to see a Van Gogh, which you were really
Yes.
excited about because you got to see because they had Starry Night there, and you were really
Yeah.
excited to see Starry
Was that
Night.
the one?
Oh, that's one of my faves.
Well, sometimes
I'm not
some
a
people
huge
don't have
Van
them.
Gogh
Are
person.
you sure that wasn't another place?
No, that was the Musée d'Orsay where Starry Night was.
So this is prime example. So I'm just putting a base layer down because I'm going to put glitter all over this nail.
Yay! If in doubt,
But you can see the fact it just doesn't. The pigment is just not there when I'm trying to use it thin enough to paint with it.
It's always got two colours. They always come out in different orders.
Smells nice.
Your sense of smell is a mess, isn't it, my love? Yeah.
it's been a mess for a year now.
You see,
Yeah, I would say if you were going to Paris, go to the Musée d'Orsay instead of the Louvre.
Yes.
nice thing.
Hands
It was
down,
much better.
it was just a better museum.
Can you
wasn't
please
it?
stop moving? Thank you.
I could just do this one.
Just going to get told off in a minute.
I just did.
You might as well stick both of them on.
Yeah, the audio guide was really good. The museum was really well laid out, and it all kind of made sense. And yeah, it was really, really good, wasn't it? So
Yeah. And I really like the Atelier du Luminaire. That was really cool.
yeah, you're gonna have to explain what that is.
That's like a light show all around a little room which we went in. Well, it
It's
wasn't
like a
little, it was
warehouse.
and there was Cézanne and Kandinsky paintings all around, like on the floor, on the roof, on the walls, on like the circular things everywhere.
Yeah, as a light show, and then it had
Yeah.
music that went along with it, and it was kind of following through different.
There was real water in a bit.
There was so it was reflecting off the water, and it was
Yeah.
like as you were walking around, it was like you were walking in and out of the paintings. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And we thought it was going to be like a bit gimmicky, didn't we, and a bit silly. But actually, we all really, really enjoyed it. Apparently, there's something similar, like a Van Gogh one, something similar, because a couple of our friends have been to that in the UK. But yeah, we didn't know about the UK one until we were going to Paris, and someone mentioned, and we mentioned, oh, we might try and do that, and they went, oh, is it like the Van Gogh one? And we were like,
So maximum you can do is 20, isn't it?
so
You only
yeah,
see completely different when I use it as a full.
yeah, and it went lovely.
What was
I'll
your
sing to.
favourite part?
I did love the mirror room in the Atelier de Luminette. So there was one room where, like, you had the big room where everything was going on, and then within that there was a smaller room full of infinity mirrors. So they were projecting like this
Yeah, it does tend to
kind of painting light and music show, but onto this like ceiling, and then the two of us we just kind of laid down, didn't we, in the middle of this room with all these infinity mirrors and these paintings just kind of floating around us on the ceiling. It was so cool. I loved that bit. So yeah, Montmartre was the biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
Which is?
So Montmartre is where all of said impressionists, a large chunk of them used to live there. So it used to be very much, so it's where the Moulin Rouge is. It was that big impressionist movement area where they all used to live, which is kind of on the only hill in Paris. And Jim and I had been there about 20 years ago, and although it was tall, yeah, by Sacré-Cœur. So yeah, Jim and I had been there 20 years ago, and although it was touristy, it still had a sense of artistic community. And when we went there,
Just touristy.
it was just tat shop, coffee shop, tat shop, coffee shop, tat shop, coffee shop. That was it. So that was a bit sad, really. I think that was the only major disappointment, wasn't it?
I really liked it.
It's a weird little place, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you liked the tat shop because you were buying just lots of random Paris tat.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, the tat shops, I'm going to get all the random tats. So that
My
you
mum
like.
was like, no.
Oh, but I do also have a
No.
pseudo delivery.
No.
Why did he use the 13?
We knew that was going to happen.
I've got a hair stuck in the end there.
Well, there you have. That's what I was trying to get out before you decided to move your finger out of the way.
Guardian.
So I could see it really clearly. I was like, I can totally get that out.
Oh, yeah. It's on the other side, yeah.
Magikarp and put an energy vapor on, yeah.
And
And then we're gonna do him. Oh wait, no, he's got 60 damage.
It's being determined, isn't it? It's staying in there.
70 damage for free energy.
Gotcha.
Haha.
You shall not win against me.
I thought you were going to say you shall not pass.
Yeah, you loved all the pastry, didn't you?
I love the patisseries.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a meringue?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a meringue the size of my head, which for people is about, how big is my head?
The size of a child's head.
Oh god, that's helpful. Dad, how big is my head?
That big.
Yeah, it's that big. There you go, guys.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all about the meringue, isn't it?
yeah, it was like
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm.
Go ahead.
Eleanor did that, not me.
Sorry.
That's it. Blame the child.
I am, because it was the child.
Yeah, yeah.
That was me.
There you go, she even admitted it.
Oh, it's an energy.
So yeah, we had a cracking time, didn't we?
Yeah. I'd love to go again because there still wasn't everything that we did.
No, we still never made it to the Champs-Elysees or the Arc de Triomphe, which were other things we were going to do, and the
I was trying to take the
and the Jardin des Tuileries, which we were going to wander around after the Louvre.
That sounds like chandelier toilet.
Jardin is garden, so the
Garden toilet.
garden of the Tuileries.
Tuileries.
What the
Yeah.
hell's a Tuileries?
Tuileries.
Like spelling it makes that any better.
I was like, well, maybe it's how I'm saying it. I'm not sure. Anyway, we were going to go wander around that, and then we were at
Again,
the
still,
Louvre.
what is it?
It's a garden. I've already said it was a garden.
No, you said the first word meant garden. You didn't then elaborate what the second word was. So I'm like, well, is it a garden in something or?
No, there's just a garden now. So, yeah, which we were totally going to wander around, weren't we? And then it started drizzling, where the weather finally broke from being 30 degrees plus. Yay!
And it started raining.
It did, which was lovely. After that many days of it being unrelentingly boiling.
And Mum got bitten.
I
So
did.
did Dad. But mostly Mum.
Yeah.
I didn't get bitten at all.
Make your mum's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I obviously was like super tasty.
Obviously.
I'm going to clean up this mess before we can. Yeah, so that's elderberry, which, like I say, is beautiful when you use it as a full cover.
It really is.
Try to paint with it and use it as quite thin and it eats crap. We've got Purplicious, which I already knew was a bit of a poop. But
You thought go for it. And they do look beautiful together.
they do look beautiful together. But yeah, again, this one I found was exactly the same thing. Fine if you could use it as a full cover. If you're using it more, yeah, to paint with and what, it just didn't. I mean, it's great the fact that they're strength powders, so you don't actually have to cap them. I mean, I do, because
It's
just
part
my
of your
nature.
process. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty. I just moved away from the lamp
Good plan.
because I hit it twice.
You did.
Speckle.
Yeah.
My eyeliner's gone weird, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
what's gone weird?
Eyeliner.
I think it was weird to start with. Well, it hasn't gone any weirder,
It has.
It has.
has it?
It was really good at the start of the day.
It's getting more and more smudgy-ed.
Is it?
Because
Yeah.
smudgy-ed is a word.
Smudgy headed.
About 10 minutes. About 10 minutes. What? Yeah. Right then.
Who is he talking to?
Yeah? Is it alright if me and Oliver go and walk to a Pokestop to Battle?
Of course, he's with an adult, and you are in charge of him. So
Yeah.
They're all going to want to go. Alex would be like, oh, can I go?
there's one just down there. If you go that way, there used to be one just outside the old people's home, which used to freak the old people out of why were all these people congregating outside there.
The yellow gym over there by the big wheel.
Yes,
Battleable.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's just outside the...
the old people's home.
No, not that one. Just outside Pro Lodges.
Yeah.
Ah, all the way up there.
You've got two different ones, isn't it?
We're going, you know that black wheel? We're going there to battle something.
Make sure you got some eggs on as well, Eleanor.
Make sure I've got some water on.
Eggs.
I have Jim and Eleanor.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you going to do Pokemon Go as well? Yeah.
Sounds like that little
I'm helping you.
worm in the labyrinth. Hello.
Hello.
No, I said hello.
Special one.
Well, I guess hello's close enough.
Haven't I got two
Yeah, because
special
it was...
ones?
So when I used to drive past, be like, why is there so many people when it
I've
first
already
came?
got
See
Ethan.
big paper, always parked here. Like,
Yeah.
even
We
when I was
got
coming back
Espeon.
from work at like 2 o'clock in the morning,
All the
there'd be,
confidence.
there'd be a car park there. So someone sat there on the phone, like, oh, it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Well done.
That bloody fly.
I think he's found a friend now as well.
That's it.
We tried to bloody kill him.
Good work.
There's a smudge part on my painting. Because guess what? The fly went straight in to a wet patch.
Okay, so go to
And as I did not want dried fly on my painting, I then had to remove said fly. And this was whilst I'd done the flow technique, which meant it got very messy.
Bits either side of here and by the bin. Cats and flies, you know, those sticky things.
Yeah.
Oh, coming back, Alex. Yes, that's where we're going.
I tried to have a look in.
I'm
When I was
battling
at
with
work, because
Oliver
when
wants
it's
to use
sprayed,
the
you
Mega Charizard.
don't want to spray it.
The
So
blue
they've got
one.
cat food and stuff.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And also, it's Pokemon Go. Okay.
Are you taking Alex?
Yeah. When I get the rundown from Mum or Daddy, I think I might get Pokemon Go. So.
Cool. Do you want to get some shoes on then?
Yeah, so Alex has a phone. It's my old iPhone 6. You know, we had to get a new battery for it because it was that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
level. But I was like, it doesn't matter then if it does get broken or it does get.
Yeah. Eleanor's got
Tiny.
one of Jim and I's old phones from about 5 years ago. Same thing. It's like
Yeah. At the end of the day, we don't tell him that doesn't matter if he breaks it, obviously, because the whole point is to learn responsibility.
yeah. But it's not the end of the world if something does go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
so old,
Eleanor's
nobody's
been
going to nick
through-
it off him, are they? You know.
Yeah, Eleanor's been through several screen protectors. How we've not had to replace a screen yet is pretty incredible. But the screen protectors are working very, very well. Because, yeah, she's been through a few of them.
Well, Alex is now taking it to a whole new extreme of his responsibility for this phone.
As he goes one or two ways with the responsibility, doesn't he? He's either like none or all of it.
I've
Yes.
got a new screen protector on my phone. It's a self-healing protector.
Self-healing?
Yeah.
Don't you mean self-cleaning?
Healing.
Well, it's not a freaking wizard.
It heals itself. It's like shock and impact resistant. It's meant to be just as good as those Gorilla Glass ones.
Oh.
Well, because they got a phone shop at work. It got a revamp. So they were offering free screen protectors and stuff.
Nice.
Basically, they have to input it into the machine, and the machine cuts the screen thing to the right size.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's
When
just.
I'm able to get Pokemon Go and actually play it, could you add me as a friend?
It's
And also, if you ever
feel it.
Oh.
if any of you ever get two laptops,
Yeah. It's got a bit of it's almost got like a bit of
Sponginess to it.
Yeah, that's the. I was like that, and I'm
It's
like,
got a bit of that to it.
It does, yeah.
But yeah, it took itself.
It took itself. Wow.
It
Not only is it self-healing, it's self-walking too.
It took 5 hours for it to get itself sorted in there. So
Get itself
basically-
like levelled.
Yeah, it just sorted itself out because they spray the screen with something and then they put it on and then spray something else. They push out like all the bits like you do when you normally do on your screen, and then you can see these bits still on there where it's kind of wet and it kind of just slowly sorts itself out to make it completely flat.
Yeah, you can tell it's warm. Nearly, I just had to peel myself from my chair.
Do you want the noise back? I know it's,
We're way past that point now, love.
Yeah,
It is too late.
indeed.
Yeah, I knew. I mean, I knew these ombres were not going to be as much of a pain as trying to do the green with it. But I did suspect that,
That it might have been a bit trickier than expected.
although I picked out the wrong colour, if I'd looked at the label and seen that was purplicious, I wouldn't, and I would have swapped out and gone with dun 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 Lilac Luster,
Ah.
which it's got more of a metallic sheen to it, so it flows better.
Hey.
What's wrong with you? I'm looking kind of down on me. Cause things ain't getting on. Please tell me you know this song.
I do, yeah. I'm just leaving you to sing it. I have no idea what the next line is.
Listen to what I say.
Oh,
Exactly, even Adam knows the next
I'm like,
line.
I've heard that song before, but I couldn't tell you what the next line of it is.
I don't sing.
Oh, I can't believe Jim's just wandered off with all three kids to go play Pokemon.
Yeah, and
It's just like, oh, okay, I was going with 1 and now I've got 3. Okay.
Yeah, Alex wants it on his phone, but
the little phone he's got is not good enough for that.
no, it's the ISO.
But yeah, they don't actually do like normal pay as you go anymore. You know, you used to have to top up like your £5 or whatever.
Yeah.
No.
It's £2, £2 a month. Alex has unlimited calls and text and 2 gig data. And then obviously I've got
But it's part of our family plan, which means we've got a huge mountain of
we've
data.
got 1,000 gigs of data.
Yeah, because basically we used a bit of our data, didn't we? So basically Sky bought back some of our data to give us a reduced amount. So it was supposed to be £6 a month for him, and we got it down to £2 a month. We're like, yeah, I'm not.
£4 a month in 6 months.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to knock that. Go for it.
No.
Because again, if he loses the phone, well, that's the other thing. I've got to find my phone on it, which is kind of a little bit stalkerish, but it is also very helpful, I do admit.
Yeah, we've got the same with Eleanor, you know, because she goes off with her friends, and she tends to be pretty good about letting us know if she's moving to a new location, but sometimes she forgets, and, you know, it's just good to know where she's at.
It's best to do it, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially things like she's heading off to school on her own, and, you know, like we've had it happen once where she had an accident with her bike, and, you know, she phoned up and we knew where she was. So, you know, it's just that kind of thing, isn't it? Of
Yeah, I mean, he's only down the park, which is literally at the end of our street.
yeah, I mean, Eleanor
Which, you know,
wanders
he's-
around the whole of our town now. It's a small town, but still, she wanders around
Yeah.
the whole of the town. So
Well, that's it. I mean, he's like 2 streets away. Occasionally he's in a field or within the bit of woodland, which is right next to the football field.
but
Which,
you've got it set up now. He's used to it being set up now, and when he goes up to secondary, it's already there and
I
ready.
don't even think he knows.
he does know I've got it on. Because I'll say to him, why are you next to this house?
Yeah, but don't forget, it's not 100%.
No, but it helps. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Eleanor will be, or she'll be like, oh, can I walk back with so and so and go to their house? And we have no idea where that is, but we're just like, yeah, we can find her if she gets lost trying to get home or whatever, we can find her.
Well, that's it. I said to Alex, you know, because he has to be back at a certain time. I'm like, but if you guys are having lots of fun and all's good, you can just ring me and ask if you can go a bit longer. You know, if you're not in the park and you're going off to the woodland bit. It's like I said, when we talk about the woodland, it is literally just the trees next to the park, pretty much. But they call it the wood.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah,
I
they've
was like,
always
where the hell is that?
Yeah. They've
So he
always
sent me
got
a
their own
picture.
little
I'm like, what?
names. It's like, yeah, all the different parks have names. And those names are not the names that any of the adults ever use for any of those parks. Yeah, I'm like, as she gets older, obviously we'll turn it off. But we don't really check it. It's just when she's like,
What are you doing?
you tend to
What-
go to that side. So I'm like trying to twist so you can get into that side because that's where you tend to go first.
Yeah, but what was that weird claw you were doing at me?
I don't know.
Right.
Well, that's kind of the shape that my hand has to go into to get it there.
I don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
Because normally I just twist your finger like that. See, look, it doesn't even go that far.
Oh, it was a claw from my one.
The claw. I'm sorry.
Don't overthink it. Just let it happen.
But if I don't think about it at all, then I still end up in the wrong place. And you're like, why aren't you going there? Why do you not know where your finger's supposed to go? And I'm like, if I don't think about it, and then if I do think about it, I overthink it. So I can't think the right amount. I'm desperately trying to reach your boobs though, aren't I? I'm like, I keep on all day. I've just been shuffling closer and closer and closer to you.
I know nobody think you were Eleanor. My
Not
friend
my
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
No, different Eleanor.
Different Eleanor. Oh, Tina had an absolute whale of a time with me in-laws. Absolute whale of a time.
In where?
Because she was with the in-laws when we were on holiday. She was so grumpy when we brought her back. Like the next 2 days, she was like, I don't want to. Why is there not all the space for me to run around in? Why do I not have my very own orchard of apple trees to go and chase all the cats in? I don't like you and I'm not okay with any of this. She was well grumpy for like 2 days. She was spoilt rotten by him, bless her. And yeah, they came to drop Eleanor back and Tina saw him and she was like, I mean, she's normally excitable when new people arrive, but she was so like, I love you so much.
Take me away.
Yeah, I was like, oh, for goodness sake, dog. Yeah, she wouldn't even come and sit next to us or anything. She was properly grumpy for a couple of days. It was quite funny. So, but, yeah, the other two ratties are fine. But yeah, one of them wasn't a surprise. We knew she was on her last legs.
Was that Gandalf?
Yeah. She really was. She's been on her last leg, so we weren't surprised at all that she went. And we said that to Karen. We were like, look, we know Gandalf's on her last legs. You know, just don't worry about it. She goes, but Sapphire went as well.
Oh.
We weren't expecting Sapphire. So that one was a really big shock, actually. But it was so hot, and I think, yeah, just as happens, isn't it, sometimes, where they're just like, I can't handle everything. Yeah. Yeah, we were more worried about Tina. Because she is an old lady now. But she, oh man, she was so happy when she was there.
Bless her.
Yeah, she had so many treats. And they were like putting bits of chicken in her dinner and all sorts.
Well, she's friggin' spoiled.
Completely, absolutely and utterly spoilt rotten, that dog. It's like, no wonder she was grumpy with us.
She's like, oh, what's this crap you put in front of me? Where's my chicken?
Yeah, I'm like, just a bit of gravy. Are you kidding me? I'm used to so much better. You like gravy. I know, but it's not what I want. Yeah, funny dog. Finger condom.
Woohoo! There we go. Jesus, I even had to cue you for that.
I know. Oh.
What? Yeah, do you want to keep to your side of the table here?
No, I don't. I want to invade your territory as well. Oh, yay.
Yeah, we're nearly there now.
Yeah.
It's not bad going.
It's not. No.
Considering I had to soak off Eleanor's nails before I even started with you.
Yeah. It's only 3.
Yeah, because you got here, what, 11?
Yeah. And we stopped for lunch.
And we stopped for lunch, yeah.
And you had to sort Eleanor out before me. So, yeah, we're doing fine. So I'm just at there like, oh, I just want to have a nice big stretch and a wee now. Not at the same time, because that would just make a mess.
messes. I stretch it. Oops.
Yeah.
I've got my new epic ship. Well,
Sorry?
my level 46 ship.
Oh.
I had to grind for 12 hours to get the missing blueprint that I needed. that just was determined it was not going to drop for me. None of the ways I could get this blueprint was it going to work. Other people came in the system, 2 hours, they got them.
12-hour grind. Ugh.
Yep. It was horrific. And then now I've got the ship. Blueprints drop. The very next day, it was even worse. So one of the guys, he did a chest pull and he got the whole ship, all the blueprints in one foul swoop. It's like only certain people get these lucky pulls. And bless him, he didn't want to tell me. Because he didn't want to upset me, because he knew I'd spent 12 hours the day before grinding. And I'd literally, I'd just posted the pictures of my ship, you know, I'm like, oh, I finally built it. In fact, I think the whole alliance knew the fact I was grinding this bloody blueprint. So on one of the days, 2 of the guys, one mainly, Tex, he'd actually come along with his ship, because his ship was, he's a much bigger player than I am. So he was clearing all these bigger ships so I could hit all the little ones to try and get the blueprints. And he literally spent nearly 2 hours doing that with me, going round and round in a circle, trying to, and then fighting other people off because they were trying to steal my ones. He's like, no, I'm clearing these to let her have them. You're not coming to sneak in. So he got like all 5 of his ships and like surrounding people and like pushing them out of the system.
Herding them out of the way.
Just back off. Back off.
And it still didn't drop.
No, I managed to get, so basically I needed, at the start of the grind, I needed 8. 2 hours with him, I managed to get 2 of them. Through the scouts and an away team mission, I managed to get, I was down to needing 3. Was it 3 or 4? 4. And I knew the next day I could only get 1. That was the only guarantee I had.
And you had a time limit to do it in.
And I had to, well, yeah, there was a big spending event that came up. So like to spend your resources and stuff. And then I was a woman on a mission. I'm like, I need to do it.
Yep.
Gotta get it done. Gotta get it done. And I did. But yeah, the guy was just like, so Tex told me this guy got this pull and he's like, he doesn't want to say anything. He doesn't even want to post his pictures or anything because it's like, it's fine. It's fine. So I messaged him and go, it's all fine. It's not a problem. I'm happy for you. Post the picture. You know, all good, dude. All good. But I thought that was sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all done it before now, those like epic grinds for something, and then somebody else has just lucked out on it, and you're like,
It's normally the case, like, you know, you spend all that time and like Genesis, you just constantly keep getting all the blueprints now for it.
Yeah, literally today I got an away team where I could get 2 blueprints. Like, really? What, the last 6 months you couldn't give me any of those?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
people,
one of
you know,
those.
But it's nice to know these things do actually happen. People do get these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it's like the mystery lottery win, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're going
A
to it
friend
actually
of a friend
happen.
of a friend knows someone who thinks they did down the pub. Yeah.
We're still on about lottery wins, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just wondering, that kind of went off on a bit of a weird tangent there.
No, lottery wins. Lottery wins are always like, you hear them like 5th hand, don't you, of someone who's won the lottery. I have known one person who did. So, won the lottery.
What, big amount or?
About 5 million 20 odd years ago. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even want that much.
He spent it all, that was when I was at the casinos, and he spent it all at the casino.
Some people are just...
Stupid.
It always happens to those people, though, don't it?
Yeah, and he was already a successful guy with plenty of money.
Bloody typical.
Yeah, didn't need it, really. I mean, yeah, everybody needs £5 million, but I mean, you know,
the thing
wasn't,
is, though, when you just
wasn't
have a win,
desperate.
but you can like enough to pay off the mortgage,
Yeah,
you know.
pay off the mortgage, have a couple of nice holidays, and stick a bit in the bank for your pension. And I was like, that's all most people want. You know.
Cut back on the hours you work
Yeah,
and everything, but obviously you're still going to want to work, ain't you?
yeah. You get bored out your brains if you wanted too much. But I wouldn't. I've got a plan for if I ever like came upon a big Euro Millions or something.
Oh yeah.
Just tour the world.
No. I've got a definite plan for what I do, and so does Jim. For what we would do if we came upon a major lottery win.
First off, I wouldn't tell anybody.
I wouldn't tell anyone for the first few months. I would tell people in the end, because obviously I'd want to help out friends and family. But for the first few months, I wouldn't tell anyone because I'd want to be taking all the bits of advice I need to take first to know how to do it. But yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or are we just going to top coat that fan first? Should we finish that one off?
Yeah.
Should we finish that one off?
Yeah, let's
because we've
finish
been
that one
forever.
off. And I can see what my colours are. Because it's really hard to see what your colours are when you're in the middle of doing it.
Who knows, let's face it. At this point, we have no idea quite how this has turned out.
No. Be nice to know.
It's going to go one way or another. I mean, I would like to say I've never sent you out with a shite set of nails.
That's true.
It may not have gone according to plan, but we've always managed to fix it if there has been a something or another. You're doing I like that. I actually like the fact it's just kind of subtle at the end.
I can't see yet.
No, and you're not going to see yet.
I know. Yeah, I wouldn't tell anyone for a few months. But obviously you'd be helping out friends and family, so at some point you'd need to tell people, but...
Well, yeah, but obviously the thing is, it's like, you get a lot of advice from the people when you win the lottery anyway, don't you?
Do you?
Yeah, apparently. You know, where it's wise to invest it, but you've also got to be careful, because obviously then, you know, you get people trying like, oh, I'm a charity, you give us some money for this, and
Bits of family you'd forgotten existed climbing out of the woodwork.
Which is why I wouldn't tell anybody. I would only tell people when I was choosing to give.
When was the last time did you invite us round for something to eat, or you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wouldn't tell people. I might just randomly donate some money into their bank. You know, I tell certain people, but most people, I would keep it very much. Right, I want to give you this sum of money. This is how I got it, but you must not say anything to anybody. You know, nobody will know about it.
Yeah.
No, eventually with what I want to do, I would end up going public just because of what I want to do with a large sum of money, if that ever happened, but not initially. Nom 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 nom. They look like plums, and I want to eat them.
Yeah, the ombres, and they're not the most fantastic ombres, but you know what? They're not too bad either.
No, and the colours go lovely.
They do. They do. Pop it in the lamp. Move the polish out of the way.
Whatever time that is, that's wrong.
Yay! It doesn't matter. It's not like you can overcook it. Thank you for that beautiful shot right up your nose. My burgers.
I'll show you my burgers because I like it so much.
Sniff, sniff.
So yeah.
And on that note, her nails are now done. I'll put a final shot at the end of the video of what they look like, and
yeah, and we'll see you in the next one.
I'm gonna go cough.
Indeed.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.